Liquor first or thing?
Let me pour mine in.
Damn.
This man can't open it.
I think we need a wine open.
Hold on.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. You gotta force it out. There we go.
I know what I'm doing. He don't know what he doing.
Nah, I knew what I was doing. Actually, I don't. I can't afford this.
You ever had bamboo with cran grape?
No, it sounded good on paper. That's why I told you.
This man, I had bamboo with cran grape.
I made it up on the spot. This video is brought to you by Bamboo. The hell that is.
It ain't bought to you by no bamboo. They ain't paying me. This is gonna be a great video, y'all. As y'all know, this is Justin. Once again, y'all saw him on the car video. Y'all requested him to be back, and now
I'm back.
I'm back. He back. But anyway, I asked y'all to ask me some questions on IG and ask him some questions about me, and he gonna answer them as truthfully as he can. And this man is one, and he will answer them truthfully.
Corey texts me to answer them truthfully. I was like, you sure? This man told me, just be truthful. So I'm letting it all out. Everything.
He letting it all out.
Everything, every question.
He letting it all out. You ready for this?
Starting small.
You see all these questions? Look at all these questions, y'all. I appreciate all y'all for doing this. So
y'all just want this man to be ruined. That's what y'all
First question say read my DM. No. Okay, so let's see here. Somebody said, what's the hardest thing Corey has overcome?
The hardest thing Corey has overcome, it would hands down be Corey's divorce. Okay. It would be Corey's divorce. Many of you saw Corey's video where he elaborated further on the divorce, and I personally know that divorce was very hard for Corey because one, help him get through it. Shout out to the law firm of Montgomery and Hart.
Thank you.
There we go. But two, it was at a time where many people, like that video Corey put out, it came out quite some time after the divorce, even after they separated. So Corey had to hold a lot of that in because Corey was like, I'm not gonna speak on it, this and that, but you know, the name of the game is if you don't speak on it, people gonna form their own truths. So people was out here making this guy as the bad guy in the midst of him having to rebuild his life and everything he'd known the whole time. Like you went to Atlanta after that, like you had to pretty much start from scratch and everything like that. And to see him go from there to where he is now, oh, most definitely. That divorce, that was not triumphant.
Does Corey use pickup lines when he approached women a certain way? And if not, how do he approach women? How do I approach women?
Corey, no pickup lines. Well, here's the thing. Corey in the DMs will use a pickup line because I remember the one time you said the whole situation about you sent a random code to people and they was like, what's that? And you was like, my Wi-Fi. You definitely use the pickup lines in the DMs. Corey loves talking about shooting shots and using all kind of metaphors related to the gym. Whether the gym open, is the gym door locked? He been warming up. He tore an ACL while shooting his shot. He loves comparing anything to that whole shooting your shot reference. So in the DMs, yes. Corey in like the free roaming wild, no, I haven't seen him use a pickup line. I've seen him just more so walk up to him and be like, what you doing here? Or can I get you a drink? Just an icebreaker, but not necessarily a pickup line. But them DMs, anything to do with basketball and shooting the shot, yeah. Some of you probably seen it. Some of you are probably
some of them be working?
Oh yeah, they work. Oh yeah, they work.
You said they work.
I ain't saw them fail yet.
Is Corey loyal or is Corey for the streets?
Corey is loyal. Corey is actually loyal, despite what a lot of people may think based off those Q&As you be doing and things and comments and stuff like that. That just
followers, subscribers, you know.
That just be some women throwing themselves at them, panty drawers, bras, stockings. They just be throwing themselves at them. Corey don't pay that no mind or anything. Corey, once he gets with somebody, Corey is loyal. Like he is very loyal to the soil. He's not type to just have a wonder night or anything like that. Once he's into you and he hones in and he makes that commitment and say, I'm focused on you, little baby. Corey Jones is focused on you.
Little baby. Somebody said, have either you ever dated each other's ex? Nah.
Nah.
That's against the code.
That's against the code. That's against the code.
Especially, I ain't even gonna say nothing.
I was gonna say, have I thought about it?
You thought about it?
It's like a form of flattery. It's like you see somebody, girl, you be like, oh, she's attractive, and if I saw her, then yeah, I would have hollered if she wasn't with my homeboy, or if she did got with my homeboy passed away, and she needs somebody to console her at the funeral, then I'm there with her.
Okay, we can talk.
Basically, no. Me and Corey, we don't do that. Honestly maybe had two different types. So we don't, and it is against bro code, straight code violation. We don't do that.
Somebody said, does Corey get the ladies or his game all cap?
Corey get the ladies. Corey get the ladies. He definitely get the ladies. If you can separate them into the ones that's throwing themselves at them, and I ain't gonna say throwing themselves because I don't want nobody to feel bad. Because they reach out to you, and that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just start referring to the ladies who have enough courage to reach out to Corey. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that's coming at him in the DMs and things like that. Corey Jones sets his sights on something. There are few instances where I've seen him fail. Well, normally, of course, say, I got my eye on something, I'm gonna try and see what it do there. Mm-hmm. Corey Jones, he does succeed. But there has been moments where you failed entirely.
Everybody have. Hey, when you get in the game, you can't make all the shots. You know what I'm saying? You will miss, and you will have bad days.
I got a little freestyle question. Tell about the worst shot you took that failed.
Which one would that be?
You tell one.
The worst shot that I took that I failed. Probably with Chloe Bailey all these months. Every month I reach out to Chloe Bailey.
He does reach out to Chloe Bailey, and he reminds me every month that he reaches out, and he will delete it, and then you'll send her another one again.
And then I'll send her another one.
So
one day she gonna see it.
Hopefully she'll see this video.
Chloe, if you seeing this video,
then
what's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Take me out to dinner.
How many hats do this man got? I wear a lot of hats. So estimate how many hats you think I have.
I think I seen you got them hung up like in your closet. Mm-hmm. You got about maybe 20. I even took one that like Adidas hat.
What?
Black Adidas.
Yep. And he left it somewhere.
Yeah. That's the thing. So
he took a hat and then left it somewhere. Like, how you gonna do that?
Yeah, that's the thing. So left my Adidas hat, and then your Adidas hat, but still, Corey Baby owned about 20. I think the ones commonly you all see the Atlanta when you got a Los Angeles win down that you wear. Then it's that little beanie they got a snapback at. They got like a little band.
A little band, yeah.
Wow,
I want that
little band.
I want that one. He ain't gonna let me get that.
No, I don't own that many hats, so I got this hat. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep this because Corey with all the hats.
Okay, somebody said, what is his type of woman? I already know what he gonna say. Corey
woman, if I'm being honest,
I already know what he gonna say.
Light skin.
Go ahead.
Light skin. I think that Corey has a preference.
I don't.
Corey doesn't, and I see it sometimes when Corey has his interest in someone that maybe it is someone that's brown skin, but Corey he normally he claims he gravitates towards light skinned women. But one thing I can attest to, I'm not gonna go as far as saying that light skin is the preference. Actually, I will. I personally think that, but it's not conclusive. But I will say that I don't think you date dark skinned women. I will say I don't think you date dark skinned women. And I think the question was also geared more towards the type of woman I guess you go for, characteristics and things like that.
Let's just make this clear. I don't shade bash. What I'm saying is, usually if a woman catch my eye, nowadays she happen to be light skinned, but I'm okay with dealing with someone my skin tone or even darker. It's just I don't be seeing it out there like that.
Yeah, I never heard them shade bash or anything like that.
This is on the table. But it's
I just wiped that.
I don't know what y'all been doing. That's a little sticky.
Oh, that from the cornbread.
Okay. But I ain't gonna shade bash. I'm not gonna do that. But I don't have a preference.
I would say that, yeah, because I never heard Corey shade bash ever. I know some people who would shade bash and definitely do that. So Corey is just that's what I've seen, and that's when I say it. And normally I do say it in a joking capacity and things.
But what is my type of woman? If you could make the perfect woman for me, what would she be?
Well, if I'm looking at traits that this man looking for, it's a woman who. One of the biggest things, and I feel and I tell him that all the time when he be discussing women that's he talks to and it doesn't work out or anything like that, she knows who she is at the end of the day. That's a big thing with Corey. Like, it's not a situation of like, I'm blossoming into this person, I'm still figuring things out. Honestly, we're a little old. None of us would say that we really got time for that or anything like that. But especially Corey. Corey's like, if you don't know who you are at that point, that's totally fine. He'll respect it. But he'll be like, if I'm around then and you figure that out, and we can revisit it. But if you don't know who you are, that's a big no-no. Right. Big no-no completely. He likes a woman that's has a good head on her shoulders. We discuss things like, ideally, he would want a woman that if somehow something happened and he left her in a room by herself with his friends or loved ones, she know how to work a room. She know how to carry herself well. Yes. So things like that.
He know.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, then there's other things like fashionable and superficial things that you can say, but those bare qualities is more so a woman who knows herself, woman who knows how to work a room, woman who's knowledgeable. You got the other characteristics like loyal and things like that. Okay. So yeah, those are the big ones actually for him. Y'all might think it takes a lot, but no, he don't be asking for much. He don't be asking much though. He don't ask for much.
I don't ask for much. Do you think Corey would be a good dad one day?
Oh, absolutely. We probably discuss this with each other often.
I say he would be definitely a great dad.
No,
he would definitely be a great dad.
I think Corey would be a great dad. Corey has those characteristics where like that a dad would have to give a child, like encouraging. He's stern when he definitely needs to be. Like he has this thing about him, which I'm sure a lot of you who met Corey know. Like he has this thing about you where you feel at ease, and it's kind of like it's easy to be transparent with him, which I feel like is very important with like children, because you never know what your child's going through, like ever.
Never.
So I feel like Corey kids will always be like, my dad cool, I can talk to him, this and that, but also know that he doesn't play. And like Corey, he comes through, which is also a thing that's needed for kids and stuff like that. So no, I think Corey would actually be a really good dad. Like, absolutely, we talk about that often.
We do talk about that. Y'all be asking what men talk about. We actually be talking.
Yeah, we be talking about fatherhood.
Not saying that we want to be fathers soon, but we'd be like, man, if I had a kid, I'll be treating them like this.
Exactly.
We gotta coach each other up so when it do happen,
you there. Because I'm gonna send my kids to Corey maybe like 6 to 8 to 12 months out the year just to have them there.
Nigga, that's the whole year.
And I follow them still. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Come test time. Don't you do that.
Let me file one on too.
No, there's about 3,500 kids now.
That's what I'm saying.
You
have about 3 and let me file at least one.
I think we only can file. You got that. If I have 3, Corey getting 1.
Yeah. When you see Corey around women, how does he usually act?
It's that it's cool, calm, and collected. Like shake never break. I never saw this man get nervous around a woman when he's sitting there talking to him. It's just a natural flow of the conversation. It's almost like he might have had it rehearsed already, but it's different women out there, so there's no way that he would be able to just walk somewhere and say, "Oh, I already rehearsed this in my head for this particular type of woman." But I guess that again, it goes to who he is at that point, where it's kind of easy to talk to him, easy to laugh with him, and that's one of his biggest things too. He like making them laugh when he can. He definitely like making them laugh when he can. So it's always cool, calm. I never saw Corey in a frantic state talking to a woman. Was there any time?
Yeah, have I ever been?
I feel like it has, but I don't think. Like I do not think.
It's very rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. I don't think. I don't think. I mean, it would kind of go back to the missus when you did say that line. Like, remember when you tried to quote Gorilla Zoe, talking about
Gorilla Zoe?
I keep a perk by the pound.
Oh yeah,
that was it. You tried to make her laugh, and she was not having it. That was not it.
She had that. She had that. I want to say, has Corey always been indecisive when dating?
Yes, I would say yes. Corey knows what he wants and everything like that, but there are moments where if Corey has if he has options, which Corey has options, Corey gets indecisive because Corey would be like, I like this over here, but I like this over here. I like this over here. I like this over here. Being totally transparent, there was one time where I literally sat down with this man and we drew a chart. We had to tally some things to help Corey nail some stuff down because Corey was like, what about this? What about this? What about this? We were trying.
I like to make sure that everyone gets a fair chance and everyone gets a true opportunity for us to be exclusive.
I get that.
So I want to make sure that I go through every single pro and con if I'm dating 1 or 2 women. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure before I let somebody go, it's a very good decision where I won't regret anything.
And that's where the tally system came into play.
That was his idea. He was like, we gonna do this.
Because we were supposed to go out that night and you sitting there got us doing this.
I was stressed.
Bruh.
I was stressed.
Like, what?
What career did Corey want to do as an adult when he was younger?
A goddamn police officer. A goddamn snitch. A whole police officer.
A detective.
A detective.
An investigator.
An investigator, but he was going to start off as a police officer for sure.
Yeah, I did want to do that for a little while.
We came to USC and I started in a business program. It kicked my ass. Corey was in criminal justice because Corey wanted to be a detective at that point. And he actually pulled me into criminal justice because I was in the midst of looking for a major.
I pulled him in.
Me and about 2 other people was in that criminal justice one class because of Corey. Like, this man.
And I was the one that got a D in intro to criminal justice.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
I'm like, what?
Dog. Remember?
What the hell?
I didn't even know we could say the lady name, but still. This man.
I'ma say it, Teresa.
Teresa. It was Teresa. All I know is it was getting towards the end of the year. It was probably like 11 o'clock at night. Corey calls me. I answer. I'm like, all right, what Corey want to talk about? This man was like, hey, I'm about to get a D in this class. So we had this system, actually. Getting towards the end of the year, no matter what grade we got, if it was anything other than an A, we would reach out to the professors and say, I'm at jeopardy of losing my scholarship. Please help me. And we would ask them to boost us at least a half a letter grade. But this occasion, we ain't had enough time to email because Grace was about to go in. So Corey tells me, Justin, I need you to call the professor and fake like me and ask for grade boost. I don't know why I did it.
He agreed to do it?
I don't know why.
He agreed to do it. I said, if anybody gonna do it, it's gonna be Justin. And that man called her like 8 p.m.
Bruh, this was later than that. It was pitch black outside. I didn't even want to hear it because I was home. Because this was after the semester ended. Yeah, I was there late. I was home. I didn't even want my mama to hear, so I had to step outside because I was like, I can't let my mama hear me doing this. So I said they called a woman. The crazy part is you decided to stay online. You stayed on the phone.
I did.
You ain't want to call to stay on the phone. So
I wanted to see what the outcome was gonna be, but it wasn't no outcome.
it wasn't.
So either way, to table that, we got more questions to go. It wasn't no outcome, but he did call the professor for me. I appreciate you for that.
I tried.
It say, what's a valuable lesson you learned from being Corey's best friend?
A valuable lesson. One of the things the biggest one is some people would say something like cliche like, don't settle for less, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Actually, the biggest lesson I learned from Corey is listen to your friends. Listen. Sometimes it's okay to listen. So a lot of times we look at our friends and things like that in situations and be like, nah, I ain't gonna listen to you, this and that. It's really because they be trying to look out for you at the end of the day. I done had a bunch of foolish, reckless moment doing stupid things that Corey sat there and told me, like, hey, don't do this, from way back. Corey always was like, hey, don't do this. Justin, why are you doing this? I mean, you don't know what you're talking about. You just hating this and that, this and that. Always end up in some crap. So now, like, whenever Corey does say something and things like that, I take heed to it and be like, all right, so let's see what's going on. Let's run through this real quick. Justin, don't jump in first and make this stupid decision or possibly stupid decision. So my most valuable lesson, it would be actually listen to your friends, because a lot of times it's coming from a genuine place, even if it comes off as blunt or harsh or anything, which oftentimes it does. Like if it's something the exact opposite of what I want to do. Damn, they shooting.
But and I always keep it blunt. I keep it real honest with all my friends. I be like, look, I'm gonna tell you the real.
Exactly. So that's probably the biggest lesson.
Okay. Here go another one. What's some of the best advice I ever gave you and the worst?
With the best advice he did give me, I would probably say, I'm trying to think, maybe it was going into criminal justice, because I'm not even gonna lie. Backstory outside of it that's kind of still totally irrelevant from this. When I was in the business program, it was so bad I got freaking kicked out of the damn business school because it was like so hard.
Kicked them out.
So I was on a journey where I was questioning myself, didn't know what I would do or anything. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. I ain't knew how to get there, no nothing like that. So when he actually like given, it was probably just, I don't even know why he was recruiting me for criminal justice, but he just was like, Justin, you want to be a lawyer? Get in criminal justice. Given criminal justice had its deficiencies. But by getting in criminal justice, I was exposed to like that legal side and learned some things that I wouldn't have known prior to law school, and it kind of laid the foundation because I became more interested in actually applying myself and learning more about these legal things. I'm like, oh, this and that, because like that one professor wrote the case about Don King, wrote the paper about Don King's civil trial, and that exposed me to a lot of the like small quirks that go on inside the law and stuff like that. So like if I wasn't like, I was at a point there, if I probably didn't do criminal justice, I don't know, I was going to do something random and probably didn't go to law school actually. So that was definitely the worst advice. I can tell you this hands down. Corey,
what I do? What I say?
So this was back in the day. Corey sat there and tricked me to inbox this girl 3 times. I got swerved 3 times because the first time he ain't sit there and work out. Corey, it's a misunderstanding, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. Did it the second time, got swerved. This fool tells me again, Justin, 3rd time's the charm. Oh, you remember that? 3rd time's the charm. 3rd time's the charm. Three times, rejected, swerve, whatever you want to. I don't even think she replied the 3rd time.
That had hurt your pride.
She was just, yes, I told you. I'm like, why am I doing this right now?
I thought she was just playing hard to get. That's all. But I guess she really ain't want to.
She did not want me. She did not want me. And I apologize. That wasn't me. That was Corey.
Oh my God.
I ain't like that.
Do you talk to him about everything? Men usually don't share stuff with men.
No, for the most part, yeah. Like me and Corey, we do talk about everything. Like deep personal stuff, like we do. Like a lot of times, like
we known each other since 4th grade.
Exactly.
We know everything.
We know everything. Like we text throughout the day. If not text, we'll be on the phone and updating each other. Or if it's something like going on that's pressing, it'd be like, nigga. That's like code, but like, hey, see what's going on and stuff like that.
Be close to your phone.
Yeah, you gotta be close to your phone because if you're not, then that's somebody be stressing. That's it. But nah, like we do share a lot of things with each other, like personal things and stuff like that. Cause and it's good to have that person you can talk to with. Cause whoever said that, they're right. Like a lot of times you can talk to your homeboys about it because you feel insecure, or it's like that whole bros gotta talk. Yeah, gotta talk manly and stuff like that. But we talk about it. We talk about our highs, we talk about our lows, prideful moments, and humiliating moments. Yeah. And it honestly, for me personally, I don't know if you can answer, but it made me like tough because we'll say there was some of the most humiliating things and stuff like that probably get us down. But we learned to laugh it off and just brush it off and keep moving. So
we be joking about my divorce all the time.
Oh yeah, you can sit there and take that heat from us, and you can take it anywhere.
Yeah, take anything.
So I'm like, shoot.
But that's another thing. Like when people come into our circle, they gotta be ready for the heat.
Oh yeah.
You know, you gotta be ready to be able to sit at the table. You might get a little roast here and there. You might
not a little.
You might be laughing your ass off. You might, it's gonna be something.
Yes. And that's the thing. People always get taken off guard because one moment they so used to laughing. They don't expect us to target them at all.
They don't expect us to be like, hey, they coming fun.
We be looking.
Yeah, but it's all out of love and fun and games. Cause we come up in an environment like that. We grew up in the hood. You get roasted. You slap box. You do all that.
Yeah.
We just grew up in that environment. So
and that's what we always tell people. We're never malicious with it. We're literally always just laughing at it.
Just fun and games. Somebody said, did you see Corey's life going the way it is going now? And if not, what did you imagine to be real?
I can sit here and tell you right. How you did that? Who put that back in?
You did.
Oh. Alright, we're gonna leave this out. We're gonna leave that out. Alright. I'm gonna leave this out. I'm gonna leave do it straight with no chase or nothing on there. It's smooth. It's smooth. Shout out to them. Bumbo hit me up. Boo. I advertise for you because I'm tired of doing them advertising.
Oh, I ain't know 2020. I ain't put it all in.
I was gonna bite it and I ain't want to. I feel like that wouldn't be okay. You have those friends that you know will always do well and excel wherever they were at. Corey's one of those friends. I knew that. Like I never had a concern about Corey like life at the end of the day where I'm like, because we got those friends. We'll sit there and be like, I'm concerned about this person.
I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, like I never expressed that concern about Corey, never had it. But like seeing him where he's at now, like Corey, he's taken off in a matter of like, shoot, this is a year maybe that really things really started blasting off. To see that, like no, like I don't think none of us saw that coming, not even Corey. Like no, so we didn't see that coming. But like if I didn't see, like I wouldn't imagine Corey would be working with Google right now. Like no, I wouldn't imagine that Corey was doing recruiting with Google right now either at all. Primarily because Corey was saying he wanted to be a detective and all those other ideas.
Somebody said, I think Corey is low-key a player. Is this true?
Corey is not a player. Corey is not. Like that goes back earlier. Corey is loyal. If he's sitting there committed to you and things like that, or if you like, even if Corey, y'all have that conversation and y'all like Corey saying, I want to focus all in on her to see if we can get to that point of being committed to each other, Corey's loyal to that person. Like he's not a player like y'all would think for a lot of times that Corey's probably like, oh, he's slaying this or he's slaying that and things like that. He has options. Do not get that. Do not get it twisted. He has options. Man's has options. But a lot of times I think when people hear about you they or see you, they like, Corey got this girl over this night, Corey got this girl over that night, or Corey all over here. A lot of nights Corey just be chilling. Like a lot of nights, it be sometimes on a weekend where I be thinking Corey done been somewhere out and Corey be like, man, I was just tired and went to sleep. Yep. That's it. Like it's not like the situation of a player. Like he has options, but you got to understand that he's also serious about what he wants. Like Corey wants to date somebody. Corey don't necessarily want to be out in the field out here seeking somebody like, hey, dating this and that, this, that. He want to find that person he can commit to.
Hit it on the head. And I think a lot of people, whenever people look at influencers, and even though I don't consider myself an influencer, people consider me as influencer somebody that might have fans, or just because I have such amount of subscribers and followers, they automatically put somebody in a box like, oh, since they might have options, they players and stuff like that. But I've always stick to my roots. And just to tell you, even when I'm dating women, I still take it seriously. I don't be out. I actually try to figure out who can be this number one that I'm trying to talk to, you know? So
he does.
I do. I try.
Just like what y'all may think. Don't let those Q&A things on IG fool y'all. I think that's what a lot of people get confused with you. Like,
and the comments.
Yeah, the comments. And a lot of times if you do, because you had the option of sharing those and things, there's a lot of times for banter and stuff like that. And it's yeah, don't be deceived by that.
Somebody say, where do you see our friendship in 10 years? Dang, we gonna be about 40.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully we'll have like kids by then.
Yeah.
And we'll be the godparents to each other's kids. Have our kids be ideally like, even though Corey don't see himself leaving from Atlanta or anything like that, I'm like, ideally, I would like for Corey to be a neighbor that's like 2-3 doors down. It sounds weird.
His kids off.
Yes. And it's like that idea of like having your friend like close there, like you can do stuff with, other stuff like that. That what old dudes do who wear them Nike jumpsuits. Fishing, go golf. Yeah, go golfing. Or
just wake up on a Saturday.
Sit on the porch and mind other people's business. Yeah, stuff like that. That's why I'm like, no, like I do see it as there. Ideally, I would like to see us professionally. Both of us, we at a point where we not even like feeling compelled to work no more. We just sitting back and we relaxing and enjoying
on his yacht.
I can't swim. I ain't getting no yacht.
I can't either, but I'm gonna be on one.
Again, that's on your yacht.
On the boat before,
and I was terrified. I was on that boat with an outdated polo on and a life vest. Outdated polo and a light vest and some Sperry's that was leaning, bruh. Somebody told me they was boat shoes. My Sperry's was leaning because you know we warm in the street. We ain't warm on the boat.
I played basketball on my.
Oh God!
Hey, we came a long way. We came a long way for kicking indoors.
Wait, what? So we ain't gonna start that. We ain't gonna start.
But let's see what other questions. It say, how many drinks do you think it take for Corey to get turned?
Honestly.
And how am I when I'm turned?
Okay, Corey, you got degrees. There's Corey, that's regular, what y'all see. I say after about, and it ain't even the thing, because if Corey sits somewhere and he's just drinking, it's gonna take a good bit of drinks to get Corey like to the point where you're back, okay, he buzzed, because otherwise you wouldn't know. In the club atmosphere, I say maybe after 4 shots, Corey is turned. And it's crazy because I can see Corey take about 10 shots in the club and he's just fine. But then in a chilling environment, you take 10 shots, you busted. Yeah. You are busted. Once Corey put his head down and be zoned out, that is it. That is it.
He curled up in the fetal position.
Fetal position or in the toilet, saying he can't breathe but won't move his head out the toilet. That's the thing. He said, I can't breathe, dog. I said, get your head out the toilet. No, I can't breathe, dog. The toilet created a funnel, so you ain't hear nothing but hot air,
right?
I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
Nah, like Corey, it takes, I say about 4 shots in them with some good music, and that's when you get turned. It's really a combination of both.
It gotta be a combination.
They gotta have good music.
What's the craziest trouble y'all been in together? Man.
There's been quite a few. There's been quite a few instances.
Quite some instances.
Well, we done been in some
crazy times.
We was in that music class. Me and this fool never came to class for Lord knows what reason. I don't know why we did. It was a jazz class.
Yeah, we did.
And one day we came into class, and Corey, for some reason, had this gut feeling. Corey said, Justin, it's a test today. I said, there ain't no test.
I just had a feeling, bro.
Like, we used to literally walk back out the class as it's coming in.
Yep.
This man tries to turn around, walk out, the teacher slapped him on the chest with a test.
Yeah, he was like,
it's like, yo, so we get up in there, I'm sitting right, it's me, Corey to my right, and this random guy to my left. He looked like he's studying stuff like that, so I'm sitting here trying to play it off. I already know in my head, I said, I'm gonna cheat off him, then Corey gonna cheat off my paper, we gonna get him. Corey got this problem where he's so loud-mouthed and reckless with it, he ain't sneaky. This man sitting here being loud, telling me, talking about something. Hey, bro, what we gonna do? I was like, trying to play it off like I'm talking to myself. Man, I hope I got this.
That's the problem. He should have tried to play it off. He should have told me, like, this is what we gonna do. It's like, man, you know, I was like, no, man, you
better fall in line. Yeah, this man looked at me and said, no, you shouted out to yourself first. You was like, even though I was between y'all, this man said, I'ma cheat off that man. I was like, and I guess you thought it through, like, well, Justin here, that man said, I don't know what you better do, but you better cheat off that man. Because he knew at that point, he only could see it if I did it. So I sat there, look, I was like, all right, we got it. Say to say, we passed that class with like B+.
Yeah,
like, yeah, we did.
Now, I don't condone cheating.
Oh, no.
But, you know, in undergrad, there's times where you have to make drastic measures because you're paying tuition and you gotta do what you gotta do.
We ain't had nothing to go back home to. We couldn't fail.
Yeah, we ain't had nothing to go back home
to. And we were younger.
In that situation, we was like, we just gotta survive.
Yeah, cause
that's all we, in undergrad, me and Justin was trying to survive.
Yeah, that's it.
That was the only time we did any major cheating, for real.
Yeah, and we were young.
And it was a music class. Like,
it was. Like, I don't even know what we was doing in there, bro.
We didn't want to be in there in the first place. And let me tell you about this man. We was late to class one day. We walking to class. This man right here, it's a police officer at the light. This man jaywalking across the street. I said, Justin, what you doing? This man tried to play it off like he was in a rush. This man looked back and said, like, come on. I was like, bruh. What you man doing?
When you called me, I saw the officer looking back. Yeah. When I looked back at you, I saw the officer there. I said, well,
ticket. That said. I said, bro. It says, what's one situation where Corey solidified himself as a good friend?
What's one situation where Corey solidified? I mean, the easiest one's like, we joked about that stuff and things like that on that last video, but it's the cars. Like, it's the car situation. Like, when I say, when this man had just got his wisdom tooth pulled and came to me, that was at a point, like, I knew Corey was getting the Super Bowl. I exhausted all of my options because I didn't want to burden him because I knew this man, he was already high up, doped up, everything like that. I'm like, I do not want to sit there and bother Corey like that and stuff like that. And Corey, absolutely, he came through at that point. Like, he just came, no hesitation, boom, looked out for it. And there's been a hell of other times he looked out for like that, but it's like, instances like that, like that's the big one where Corey's like, all right, I'm gonna come through, because Corey knew car troubles himself, and he was like, yeah, he'll come through. But yeah,
I know the scaries of it.
yeah, so Corey comes through quite often, like when you need it. Like if it's something reckless and I say something, Corey be like, no, you don't need that. He would literally say that. No, you don't need that.
But I'd be like, no, Justin, don't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, he would.
Don't do that.
So yeah, if it's something serious or anything like that, Corey, he'll come through.
Okay, somebody said, how does Corey add value to your life as a friend?
I learned a lot from Corey. Probably the thing that adds the most value to me is that desire to want to do better. Like I said, we see Corey, he's doing like great things and stuff like that. So I'm like, if I want to be in the same room as this man, or even sitting next to this man, somebody sit there and ask Corey what he got going on. I want to also be able to say, I got some shit going on. I'm like, I better be able to say I got some shit going on, because if I'm not at that point, it's like, what are you doing? It's like amazing seeing that person do that. And it's not even a situation, because some people look at it as like, it almost sounds like it's like a riding coattail thing. It's not a riding coattail thing. It's more like you see somebody doing better, yeah.
Pushing, motivation.
Exactly. Like you'll tell somebody something good, you be like, yo, I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to do this. It's like, that's the biggest aspect. It's to like never stop trying, because I see plenty of people, like they get to that point where they haven't even reached their ceiling. They just got a point of contentness. But if you got a friend that's doing like great things, naturally, and they ain't from a place of jealousy, it's like, yo, I want to come up with you like we always have been doing. And it's like, see Corey always climbing. It makes me want to always climb. I'm like, well, shit, what can I do in my own field to sit here and excel more and more and more? And then that'll just turn back with Corey, just like he is selling more and more and more and more. And it's like, you get that seesaw. And it's always good to have friends like that. And like,
sure.
Thankfully, we got a good bit of friends like that, where we always can look at and compare to. We be like, yo, that's it. So that's how he adds value to my life. He makes me want to do better. He doesn't even have to sit there and say it. It's just like, whether I'm observing Corey or we just a casual conversation, and I'm like, oh damn, you doing the thing and stuff like that. It's like, all right, time for me to do it too. Because if I'm gonna sit here, then I damn sure better have something going for myself.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's true. And that's the same with him. He be doing stuff, and I be like, dang.
Yeah.
I need to do something too.
Yeah.
And it's not a sense of trying to up one another. It's just more so of like, when you see somebody doing something that you wanted to do, or something that, you know, just even accomplishing a goal.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you want to try to accomplish goals too. You want to make sure that you can use that as ammo and inspiration to move towards something you want to do, not necessarily to trump somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just more so of like, you use their energy to push you to go your way to.
Exactly, and to kind of piggyback off that, it's more so like the biggest thing is, because I notice we rarely do that. It's like, it's always trying to like look forward and talk about new accomplishments. It's like, if your biggest accomplishment is bragging about something you did yesterday or the day before, then you got to keep it going. Like a lot of times we be sitting there, we'll sit there and talk about our things. We'll live in that moment. We'll celebrate. We'll pop bottles, do whatever we got to do. Then the next day, we really trying to figure out how to keep moving from it. Exactly.
What would you say is one of my greatest accomplishments in your eyes?
Greatest accomplishments in
so far. It's gonna be many more.
It is gonna be many more.
For both of us.
For the situation of, like I said, Google is absolutely big. Like throughout that process with Corey and things like that, and he and him guide me through the process to tell where he's at with it and stuff like that. I know there's been times that kept him wondering. He was practicing, working hard for that interview. Like Google would definitely be one of the big ones, but it would kind of go back to what I said earlier. One of the biggest accomplishments is like to see where you were at when that whole situation happened, when you got separated and stuff like that, and see where you at now. That's an accomplishment within itself, because it takes a lot. Like, I primarily practice family law. I see people who do not, like most of the people I deal with, do not have a story that's similar to Corey. Like, in circumstances like that, they normally regress, and if they do bring it back up in progress, it's like a ceiling. It caps there and things like that. They never excel to that point or anything that would make like their clients, and this is not speaking bad on my clients, but it's like they never would sit there and make their spouse look at them and be like on some stuff like, God damn, this person doing the thing and stuff like that. Like, this man catapulted like from that, and I don't know whether it was from that desire to do better, that hunger, I don't know what it was, but to see where that was at and to see what you did now, like the person who primarily deals with family law, complex litigation, divorces and custody battles and stuff like that, to see what all he has done while even going through a lot of that. like I said, like y'all see everything Corey says on the video. There was a lot more to how he was feeling and had to deal with every day while still trying to strive to survive. Then it's like, all right, now I'm doing this to like prosper. Now I'm doing this because I got these goals. Now I keep climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. It's like that's crazy. Like that.
It's almost unheard of, honestly.
Yeah, like I say, I've never seen it. I've never seen it with any of my clients or anything like that at all.
You know, that's gonna wrap up this video. I appreciate everybody for watching Juddy Judd. They came back on the goddamn channel, y'all. The requester, man. He said shout out to Bamboo, but they ain't gave me no sponsor. But hey, shout out to Bamboo though. And if y'all want to see Juddy Judd again, just let us know what y'all want to see. He might come back.
I might come back. I'll come back if the people have me. If you'll
have him, of course.
If you'll have me, of course.
He'll come back. But thank you again, and I will catch y'all next video. Peace.
All right, y'all.